Welcome to another Tempo Storm Meta Snapshot breakdown. The latest expansion, Festival of Legends, is out, and with it, the annual rotation. Unfortunately, the predictions made by many pro players came true. Several top-tier decks in the previous metas remain powerful into this rotation. Though we knew that Death Knight would likely still be powerful, we had hoped to see some meta-shaking changes in other archetypes. But alas, not much has changed. All that said, to the surprise of no one, Miracle Rogue makes its appearance at the top once again. Despite Festival of Legends failing to give Rogue anything of note, Rogue's core cards were more than enough to keep the deck afloat. What's more, the core set also brought back Fan of Knives at 2 mana, giving the deck access to nice cycle and removal for low health, wide boards. Accordingly, the only new card making an appearance in this list is Photographer Fizzle, which is mostly used as a response to Blood Death Knight. The second and only other deck making an appearance in Tier 1 this time around is Frost Death Knight, the best counter to Miracle Rogue. As mentioned before, Death Knight was the one class that didn't lose anything in the rotation. As such, the tempo-generating Posnick Audio Engineer is the only new card to make an appearance in our featured list. It's a good time to be a Death Knight main. Tier 2 continues to be a more inclusive home for all archetypes, housing 4 decks under its auspices. Sadly, there's only one new face here, another testament to Festival of Legends' lack of standard meta impact. Relic Demon Hunter leads the Tier 2 pack, losing Jace and Bran in the rotation, but gaining Lady Steno and Rowdy Fan. The game plan remains the same as it was prior to rotation: play a relic, level up a relic, and repeat. Simple? Yes. Rewarding? Also yes, as long as you don't hit a Tier 1 deck. The next deck making an appearance in Tier 1 is the other Demon Hunter deck, Outcast Demon Hunter. Outcast can out-tempo a lot of different archetypes, and with cards such as Glavetar, Wretched Exile, and Vengeful Walloper that all benefit from Outcast cards, the deck's consistency is clear. It demolishes all the decks outside of Tiers 1 and 2. Of course, the caveat is that it falters against everything within those tiers. Savvy pilots will be rewarded for their proper meta calls. The third deck making itself known in Tier 2 is Unholy Death Knight, an archetype that players are likely familiar with. Unholy Death Knight tends to be pretty aggressive, but it has a few late-game cards to give it a foothold in the long matches. Unlike its counterparts in Tiers 1 and 2, however, players haven't quite figured out the optimal build for Undead Death Knight. Only time will tell where the archetype ends up. The last deck that we're looking at today is Undead Priest, one of the best purely aggressive decks on the ladder. This archetype is holding a lot of the lower tier decks at bay, and although it was unfavored against a lot of the top decks, it still finds itself performing well enough to be our last Tier 2 deck. We hope you enjoyed our look at the standard meta in this Meta Snapshot breakdown. Things will certainly change over the next few weeks, and we can't wait to share those meta developments with you. If you enjoyed this look at the standard Hearthstone meta, we invite you to subscribe to our channel to be kept up to date with all of our Hearthstone content. Until next time.